What's happening, everybody? It's episode 2 of the Bobby BiggerCast. Thanks for checking in. If you guys, hope you guys enjoyed episode 1 with Ken Scott, the Ninja Turtle. Hope you checked out that movie Showdown I told you about. Today we're on to episode 2. As always, the Bobby BiggerCast is brought to you by Silk City Hot Sauce, where you can get their newest sauce, Bobby Biggs Chipotle. That's right, the sauce named after me, Bob Biggerstaff, Bobby Biggs Chipotle hot sauce, made with pumpkin, jalapenos, chipotle and adobo, garlic, maple syrup, salt, smoked chilies, and white vinegar. Bobby Biggs Chipotle. Check out all the Silk City hot sauces at silkcityhotsauce.com. Use code BIGGS, B-I-G-G-S, for 15% off your order, as always. And if you're interested in getting an autographed bottle, you can message me here on the podcast or message me on Twitter, whatever, and I can get you an autographed bottle of the hot sauce. With that out of the way, what is happening this week? Today, I'm actually recording this at 1:30 in the morning on Thursday. So, late Wednesday night if you want to say, but Thursday morning at 1:30 because I've got nothing better to do. And what is happening, guys? Well, Taco Bell's fucking me by taking away the Mexican pizza, which is bullshit. I actually walked a mile to the closest Taco Bell here in Astoria, Queens, and went and got some Taco Bell. By the way, if you're a fan of Taco Bell, use the app, and you can always get something. There's always something free they're giving away. So I went and got a Mexican pizza and some other stuff. The Grande Nachos, by that $5 Grande Nachos box. Honestly, the Mexican pizza it looks like a big pile of garbage, but it is delicious. And I really don't, I'm assuming they're taking it away because they aren't selling any of them. But I find that hard to believe. Mexican pizza, from what I know, from what I gather when I talk to my friends about Taco Bell, like we do, every couple of days, the people that are on the Taco Bell text list with me, it's a pretty popular item. I don't get it why. And this shit's expensive in New York too. Fast food stuff. I don't go to many fast food places in New York City. Obviously, there's no reason to because there's so many other places. Like, I hadn't been to a Taco Bell in the 2 years I've lived here. But you tell me you're taking within Mexican pizza, and yeah, Bobby Biggs is going to show up. So, but like the Mexican pizza meal is like $9. It's like Mexican pizza, 2 tacos, and a drink. In any other place, it's like, I think it's like $7. Whatever. Minor problem for a fat boy to have. But it's a shame, Taco Bell. I don't think you should get rid of the Mexican pizza. They're also getting rid of shredded chicken stuff. But I guess they're replacing it with some Chipotle chicken, which, Bobby Biggs Chipotle, not that Taco Bell is using it, but they're replacing like shredded chicken with some sort of Chipotle chicken, I believe. That's what I read. That's what I read on their blog. But hey, what can you do about it? Like I said, I live in New York City. I don't go to regular fast food places that much. There's so many other places to eat in New York. That happened this week. Another thing that happened this week just happened officially a couple days ago. If you're a comedy fan, Cap City Comedy Club in Austin, Texas, one of the first clubs to headline me on the road. They actually closed. They say they're closed. They're closing for good. Obviously, because of COVID, not being open since March. And Cap City Comedy Club is one of those clubs that Well, it's like any comedy club in that if you worked there, you loved it and you loved everybody. If you didn't work there, then fuck them, that place sucked. But actually, Cap City that's how comics feel about clubs. If you work there, it's cool. If you don't work there, fuck them. But Cap City was it was really a great club. I mean, when I was in Houston, we used to do showcases for TV shows, late night shows. We would do them in Houston at the Laugh Stop, which also closed, but that was a few years ago. We'd do them in Austin too, and through the years, as the Laugh Stop was getting close to close, they would have all those showcases in Austin at Cap City. I mean, it was a great room, huge room. So I mean, if you could pack the place, I mean, it was always good though. They had a lounge that held I think the lounge held 70 people. So even if you couldn't if you couldn't get, a lot of Sunday shows were in the lounge if you weren't big. And I was big, but that's a fat joke. Didn't sell a lot of tickets. So a lot of my Sunday shows were in the lounge, but it was great. It was much closer to a New York club. Smaller, tighter area, lower ceilings. The showroom at Cap City was huge, but it was a great room. I won a Comedy Central contest there. That's where I met Kevin Brennan. First met Kevin Brennan. Worked with him, worked with Andy Kindler before I started headlining, both those guys. So that was fun for you fans of Kevin Brennan. That's where I met Kevin Brennan, in Austin, working at Cap City Comedy Club. It's a great room. It was a great room. Joe Rogan is moving to Austin. Everybody seems to think that he's going to buy the place or open his own club there. I mean, he's got enough money to build his own place. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know if any of those Joe Rogan rumors are true, except that he is moving to Austin. But it's a shame. This, comedy world is already different. It's going to be way different. It'll be interesting to see 6 months from now what's happening with comedy. Some other things going on. The NFL starts this week. Thank God. College football started, but there hasn't been any really decent games on. But the NFL starts later today, Thursday night. Houston Texans versus Kansas City Chiefs. Houston actually beat Kansas City last year in the regular season, and then if you remember, they lost a 24-0 lead in the playoffs. But Kansas City is obviously the favorite to win it all again this year, as they should be. What do I think is going to happen Thursday night? I don't know. There's been no preseason. I'm glad football's back, but it's definitely going to be interesting. They're throwing passes to guys. They got guys playing defense in practice. Do I think it's going to be, extra sloppy and stuff? They're professionals. It's the highest level of football. Probably, guys hardly play in the preseason. I think maybe the first game there could be some rust, but after the first game, all the guys are going to get back to normal. And my favorite team, if you know me, Tampa Bay, they play the Saints on Sunday, which will be interesting. Sunday at 4:25. Saints are favored by 3.5, but the Bucs, as you know, got Tom Brady and Gronkowski and Leonard Fournette and Mike Evans and Godwin, O.J. Howard. They're stacked on offense, which is just going to be extra disappointing for me when they make the wild card and lose their first playoff game. Honestly, with what Tampa Bay's done in the offseason, before this, when they just had Brady and Gronk, I was like, all right, if they make the playoffs, they got to make the playoffs. Make the playoffs in football, you got a chance. But now they've basically put themselves in a corner where it's like, if they don't at least make the NFC Championship game, the season's a failure. Before I was like, you get Brady and Gronk, they got 1 year, make the playoffs, and then next year then they got to win the Super Bowl. But now it's just like they got to at least make the NFC Championship. I mean, if they make the Super Bowl and they lose, of course, I'm going to be disappointed, but that's setting it up for next season. But I don't know. I'm just very glad that the NFL is back. Houston Rockets are in the playoffs, playing the Lakers. They're 2-1 down. Game 4 is tomorrow night. I like the Rockets have to win. If they go down 3-1, they're not going to win. But I think they can win Game 4 tomorrow. That'll be interesting, though. One of the things I haven't been able to do, I like to go to the movies, and I haven't been able to go to the movies, obviously, but I've been watching a lot of shit on Netflix, and a good app that I found on the Fire Stick. It's an app you can use on your phone too. The Full Moon app. It's got all these like B horror movies, stuff like Trancers, and it's got all the Andy Sedaris movies. If you're not familiar with Andy Sedaris, maybe you're familiar with the titles Malibu Express, Hard Ticket to Hawaii, Do or Die, Savage Beach. Andy Sedaris was a director in the 60s, 70s. He actually won Emmys for doing Monday Night. He directed Monday Night Football. He made these movies in the mid to late 80s. All the titles I just gave you. Hard Ticket to Hawaii. Where he basically used Penthouse and Playboy models, just girls with huge tits, and they were action movies. Horrible, low budget action movies, but just these girls had huge tits. And they would show them. They'd show these movies on USA back in the day, but of course on USA they would cut stuff out, but they would always be on Cinemax. Great movies, and they're all available on this Full Moon app. I mean, you can obviously bootleg them if you know what you're doing, but this Full Moon app that's I don't know, I think it's might be $5 or $10 a month, but you can get it free for a month. It's worth getting it free for a month and watching these movies. I mean, obviously it's not porn, but it just reminds me of the good old days when I was, being able to see boobs on TV when I'm 14, 15 years old. Good movies. Boobs are always good. What can I tell you? So, if you guys are looking for something to do during the pandemic, check out Full Moon. That's the app. And I think, you can get it for free for a little while. But there's plenty of, it's B horror movies and, but the Andy Sedaris collection, that's what you want. Guns, Hard Ticket to Hawaii, Malibu Express, boobs, man. I'm a boob guy. My buddy Ray DeVito, he's not a boob guy, but I like boobs. Oh yeah, that's why you got him. Shut up. That's a fat joke. Been also watching, I've been watching so much shit. I watch Law and Order every fucking day. Every day. Except Monday. Monday seems to be the only day that there's no Law and Order on WeTV or Sundance or BBC America. All those networks they alternate showing Law and Order, the original Law and Order with Jack McCoy, Lenny Briscoe. I watch that every day. When I see it, if an episode pops up and I'm like, ooh, have I not seen this one? It happens every once in a while. But that's what I do, guys. I watch a ton of TV. I go out, I buy beer, I do podcasts. Life is good. Going to be in Houston at the end of the month, September 24th to the 28th. I'll be doing a show at Rudyard's on September 26th. So if you're in Houston on September 26th, obviously social distancing, masks, all that stuff. But tickets will be on sale. You'll find that on my Twitter or whatever. And so I'll post about that for the 26th. This is just my first episode of the podcast, so it's going to be a little short. since it's late at night. But, guys, be sure and follow me on Twitter at Bob_Biggerstaff. I've also got, for this podcast, of course, the Bobby BiggerCast. It's at Cast Bigger on Twitter, CastBigger. And you can follow this podcast on Instagram. On Instagram is BobbyBiggerCast, BobbyBiggerCast. And I'm on Facebook, all that stuff. My website's comicbob.com, comicbob.com. Check it out. Like I said, this first episode going to be pretty short. Just a few things I'm thinking about. It's just sad that Cap City closed, but be sure and pick up, this will make you happy, be sure and pick up some Bobby Biggs Chipotle. Send me a message on any of those social media things if you want. Or my email's bobbiggerstaff@mac.com. That's bobbiggerstaff@mac.com. And we'll get you an autographed bottle of the Bobby Biggs Chipotle. Brought to you by Silk City Hot Sauce. Alright, guys. Thanks for listening. I don't know what I just said there. Thanks for listening to the second episode of the Bobby BiggerCast, brought to you by Silk City Hot Sauce. Check them out, silkcityhotsauce.com. Code word BIGGS, BIGGS, get 15% off your order. Contact me directly if you'd like to get a autographed bottle, and I'll sell you one of those and ship it out to you. Appreciate you listening to the Bobby BiggerCast. If you want to hear me talk about any particular subjects or anything, feel free to drop me a line at my email. If you want me to talk about movies or whatever, want me to watch a specific movie and tell you what I thought about it, I'd be more than happy to. And I think that's it. Bobby BiggerCast out.